Hey, what's up? If you're looking at this video, you're probably looking for reviews of Scott Dikkers Comedy Business School. I've taken Scott Dikkers Comedy Business School, and I'm going to tell you how it was. So why did I take this course? I have been doing stand-up open mics for almost 2 years, and the conventional advice is to just keep doing open mics and learn the craft, which is very important. I'm not saying not to do that, but I was wondering what else is there, and this popped up on my Facebook, so I checked it out so I can learn more about this comedy business. So you might be wondering why and who's this Scott Dikkers guy? Why is he teaching a comedy business school? Well, first off, he's the guy who made The Onion, which is kind of synonymous with satire news. It's probably like people who even don't know what the word satire means, they know what The Onion is. There's like even that like subreddit, Not The Onion, where for people who find funny news that like sounds like it's fake, like he's kind of created a behemoth. But other than that, he's done and produced comedy in pretty much every format that isn't stand-up. So not only does he have a lot of knowledge in terms of how to go about it, how to produce, how to format things, he's also the kind of guy that hires people in comedy all the time. So if you want advice on what people who are in charge of comedy jobs are looking for, he's somebody to listen to. Definitely. So what's in the course? Well, first off, I should tell you what the course isn't. This isn't a course on how to become funny and how to actually write. Well, there's stuff on formatting, but it's not about the art of comedy writing. It's really about the business of comedy writing. That being said, he does include his ebooks, How to Write Funny and How to Write Funnier, which are excellent references on how to go about this. And he also has a whole free complimentary podcast about it. So he is an expert on that too, and there's tons of stuff that's made available to you, in addition to the main stuff in the course. As far as the main course, well, it's sort of like formatted like school, where there's the introduction, and then there's the freshman section, the sophomore section, the junior, and the senior. And it's pretty cool. They're like modules, and it starts off with very kind of broad meta stuff, like your goals with doing comedy, how the comedy business works, and he gets very real with you. Scott Dikkers will let you know throughout the course what it takes to be successful in comedy, and he's telling you the truth. It's a business. If you don't like sitting down and doing writing, if that's a struggle for you, that's what the business of comedy writing is. Which is a little unfortunate if you're kind of one of those like stand-up guys. It's like, oh, I like kind of just bullshitting around. With stand-up, some people don't necessarily write out everything. Like your set list might just be like kind of like premises written down. But other than that, if you have the work ethic and you have the comedy chops, you could still work on that, I guess. There's a lot of people making it. He lays down everything that you need to do, how to format it, and who to hit up in terms of getting comedy jobs. It's really great. If you want to do something that's not stand up, or even if you want to do stuff that is stand up, he gives a lot of advice that's very applicable for that too, or that's directed at stand up comedians. He even puts down a list of contacts of who, like, again, he tells you who to hit up, you know, once you've gotten into joke writing and gotten into that, and he tells you like what kind of habits you need, what it looks like when somebody's a comedy writer. I mean, you might be like, I don't have an idea of what that looks like. I just heard of comedy writers because of a cool gag in The Simpsons, you know, and it's like, oh, they glorify comedy writing. I want to be a comedy writer. Well, you know, this is everything that it entails. And coming from somebody that has a bachelor's degree and went to community college first and stuff, some degrees are pretty redundant. You'll take a lot of classes that say the same thing over and over, and this is a class where everything that you learn it's not very repetitive. Everything is essential, but I can imagine somebody getting an associate's degree with all the knowledge in this class kind of just like spread out over that time. If you definitely go through this course more than once, if you get it, absorb all the knowledge. I wish I took more notes, because I'm not gonna lie, I got lazy on the note taking because they give you videos and stuff, but definitely also take notes. That's how good the information is. Yeah, definitely. I grew up Catholic, so I'm not inclined to call anything perfect. I want to just give this class. I'm gonna give this class like a 4.9 out of 5. But that means 5 out of 5. I'm just saying nothing's perfect, but yeah, it pretty much is. If anything that's not perfect about this course, it's probably going to be your work ethic. And so just be someone that works hard, do everything in the course, and you'll definitely be at a more advanced place than where you were in terms of your comedy business. In fact, now that I've taken the course, I would say the greatest thing is I feel like I kind of have a sense of what to do. It really lays out all the career paths and everything you can do in the field of the comedy business, which is a big thing. You know, and on top of that, he gives you formats of how things are submitted, and again, really how to go about getting into a lot of these things, which is very invaluable if you'd like to get started. That information really isn't out there that much, which makes it very cool. And then he also talks to you about the soft skills involved with comedy. And I wouldn't say that it's so comprehensive a course where it'll tell you everything that you need to know about networking, but it touches on everything you need to know about networking. Because a lot of it's also, he'll tell you what kind of person succeeds in comedy. And aside from the work ethic, you know, a lot of it's networking and how to talk to people and stuff like that. And he gives a lot of great advice in regards to that. And if he doesn't cover something comprehensively, he has great recommendations in terms of things to check out, like stuff on, you know, for instance, emotional intelligence and whatnot. And, you know, I feel that he does a great job coming from the perspective of somebody that was into pickup. And that's the whole, like, pickup arts, like, you know, the art and studies of learning to seduce the opposite sex and stuff. It's a thing for nerds too. There's coaches for it. I used to work for a company called Love Systems in the marketing department, selling people like books and courses and live coaching on how to get laid. And that is definitely up there in terms of like soft skills that you wouldn't typically think could be taught to somebody. And networking, it's in there. It's kind of in that category too. And coming from somebody that has a lot of exposure to the coaches and everybody that's in that world, I would say Scott Dikkers is definitely on point, and he's in touch with a lot of that stuff, where I would definitely follow his advice in terms of anything he says about the art of being a person and the, you know, how to conduct yourself as a comedy professional. definitely check out all the advice he gives on that. He definitely knows what he's talking about in regards to that. And yeah, so like even and even in regards to motivation, he has some stuff where it's like, look, if you need some help, uh, here's some stuff to help you get motivated and actually think about why you want to sit down. And that's actually a large part of like the goals building too. He kind of helps you lay out how to think about the comedy business in a way where you're set up to not just be positive about it, but actually be successful. So, overall, I would definitely recommend getting this course. It's really cool. It does what it says it does, which is pretty much that's what, all you can ask for in a course, right? So, if you thought my review was valuable, I have a link where you could get the course from, and it lets let them know that I sent you, and because I'm gonna disclose it is an affiliate link. Yeah, and I wouldn't really post a review if I thought the product sucked. I probably would have just like not posted the review. And yeah, like I'm posting it because I think it's a cool product. Yeah.